What is a critical conversation? A critical conversation is a conversation that reveals important context, not only about ourselves, but about other people. Critical conversations edify, heal, and provide substance. Join Latanya Harris-Gooden as she introduces us to critical conversations right here on Trailblazers Radio.
Hello, everybody. This is LHG. I am just coming to let you know that I am an independent paparazzi jewelry consultant. You didn't know that, did you? Well, now you know. So I would love to be your personal jewelry lady. Paparazzi is an amazing company. We sell nickel and lead-free jewelry. We are known for our $5 bling, but you just need to know there is an exclusive Z collection that's $25. It's the bling of all bling when you're really going out on the town and you want to show up absolutely fabulous. So we have items for women, for men, and for young fashionistas out there. We don't discriminate. If you need it, I'm sure we got it. You have the opportunity to follow my page on Facebook called Polished on Purpose, a VIP group. Follow my personal page, Latanya Harris-Gooden. And I have my own website that is at your disposal 24/7. So many ways to shop. So let me be the one that makes sure you are accessorized the way you should be. Because I want you to be polished on purpose. My mentor always tells me, when you show up, people are checking you out. They're watching you. So why not be polished? Be poised. Be purposeful. Glam it up with pop, honey. I got what you need.
What is a trailblazer? A vanguard? A pioneer? Or are they a pathfinder? Well, a trailblazer is all those things, and so much more. Welcome to Trailblazers Radio, a unique podcast platform that speaks on a multitude of subjects. Our goal is to educate, edify, and entertain. We are unafraid to open those closeted doors. And no matter what, we tell it like it is. Period. Like and follow us on all social media platforms. And listen to our audio podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and more. Tune in, kick back, and vibe out with us.
Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing tonight? Woo! I am excited. I'm always excited about Girl Chat Weekly, but I think tonight is going to hit a little differently for us. And welcome, for those of you who are first timers, welcome to Critical Conversations Presents Girl Chat Weekly, brought to you by Trailblazers Radio. Hey, Sister Sandra. Sister Sandra is in the house. That's my sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good evening, good evening. And as you saw in the intro, I am a jewelry lady. It's that time of the year. Mother's Day is fastly approaching. And if you want to get the most beautiful, exquisite pieces for your mother figure, aunt, sister, girlfriend, then you need to make sure that you contact me. Shipping is moving quickly. So you have, a little bit of time, not a lot, a little bit of time. If you are not in Michigan to get your orders, I will put the website in the comments so that you can have that. I also go live pretty often on my page. I have a couple of different pages, the Polish on Purpose page, my personal page, LHG. Feel free to shop because that's what I do. I bring the bling, honey. I bring it. Also, it's the time of the year where the weather is breaking and you're having events. You're doing book launches. You're doing women's conferences. You're doing all types of wonderful things, new music, albums dropping. You need to become a sponsor and let us advertise your business, your book, your event on our podcast to get more visibility for your event. How do you get in contact with us? Very easy. You email us at trailblazers with a Z radio@gmail.com and we'll get back with you and determine what will work best for us to get your events, your music, whatever it is you have coming, whatever big and exciting things you have going on to get you on the air. And we'll talk about it as well. So tonight's show is about femininity. And yes, I did put on my eyelashes, Simone, in hopes that they will stay on. I put a little extra glue because it may not sound sensitive, but if you've ever had any struggles with your physical appearance or struggles in your dating life with people telling you that you're not something, it can be a little sensitive. But if you've been following me for these last 6 months, I'm not afraid to address the sensitive topics because that is where my healing has been coming from. And yes, as Simone has in the comments, thank you for joining us. She's coming on in a moment. Y'all know I got to pray and talk to the Lord, and then we're going to jump right in. I need you to like, share, subscribe to Trailblazers Radio on YouTube, subscribe to Critical Conversations with LHG on YouTube, like our Facebook pages, help us to get the word out because we have an incredible team. Our CEO, Fred Beatty, COO, Coco Fenton, and also Minister Quint Jones and myself make up the Trailblazers team. We love what we do. I'm kind of the baby of the bunch, not in age, only in the amount of time I've been on the radio station. This is my 6 months as of April 29th. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And I thank God for the opportunity. I thank God for you. You all who have been following and sharing and talking. Oh, I enjoy what I do. Let's pray because this topic is going to be fire. Father, in the name of Jesus, thank you for fearfully and wonderfully making us as women. Thank you for allowing us to share this self love and self awareness journey together. We're all unique, all shapes, all sizes, all colors, all backgrounds, all ethnicities. But the common denominator is you created us. And for many of us, we have not tapped into a level of self love that will help us to be comfortable in our own skin. And that may include our level of femininity, our womanhood, being able to be comfortable in all of who we are every layer, every facet, every dimension, every curve, whatever it is that we've got going on. We are beautiful in your sight, and we want to start loving on ourselves the way we need to, which will in turn help us to love and appreciate the beauty in others. So tonight, let some woman or even man who's watching be inspired by what we really mean by femininity and how it can differ from woman to woman. There's no real right or wrong answer. We are just here to share our experiences. And should it get sensitive, Lord, we're going to just cry on through it, Lord. But tonight is a night of celebration and release as we love ourselves. So, God, all I ever have asked you to do was to just show up. So please do that, Jesus. And I thank you for it. In Jesus' name, amen. Simone, get in here, girl. Hey,
LSG. Hey, let me tell you something.
What, girl?
I promise you, I love your introductions. I promise you. Like the part that gets me is glamming up with pop, honey. I got what you need.
Listen, I'm so animated.
That's the part that gets me every time.
Anybody who knows
love it.
They know you're gonna get some animation and some drama,
but
in a good way with LH.
I want to share something if it's okay with you, being that you talked about advertisement.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all can see this.
Read the cover for me. I can see it, but I can't really make out the words. Is that the book you're reading, Simone?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
It says the wisdom of prophetic perception.
Okay.
Listen here. If y'all don't run to Amazon or your local bookstore and get this book, you're going to be in trouble.
You be sharing some nuggets, girl.
Listen, this book
has on the show.
This book has done something to me. And I have several books from several of my colleagues here on Facebook. They have done amazing.
Wow.
But this one, listen here. Prophets, prophetic people, those who operate in the office of prophecy, please get this book.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Listen.
It must be a hot one, Simone. If you said it, it must be.
If you've seen what I've been posting,
I have. Powerful.
Trust me. Okay. Go get this book. I call him my spiritual father. His name is Apostle Deshaun Baker. Mm-hmm. He is the pastor and founder of the Empowerment Center. So I need you. Please, please, ma'am, please, sir, please, sister, please, brother, go get this book. Okay?
You may have to do a book club for GirlChat Weekly. I've been thinking about that. So
I'm telling you, I got several books from a lot of people on Facebook. A lot of my colleagues have published some amazing books. When I tell you I have a bookshelf full of books.
All right. Well, I hope to join that colleague group because I plan on publishing mine as well in the name of Jesus the Christ.
Right. But seriously, I'm so serious. People, go get this book. If you operate in the gift of prophecy or you feel that God is leading you to the office of prophecy, please, in the name of Jesus, go get this book.
Jesus.
This book is something else.
All right. I'm loving it.
Again, it's called The Wisdom of Prophetic Perception. The guide to understanding the prophetic dimension and how to effectively apply it to your life.
That's heavy right there.
Exactly.
That title alone will take you on out and you got to get your lap off.
Right.
I love it. Thank you, Simone.
No problem.
All right. I've got my sister. She might be coming in. I'm going to wait till she gives me the cue to let me know she wants to come in. So tonight, you are
it's going to be deep
about femininity. And let me tell you what inspired me to talk about this subject. I am on a weight loss journey. And for those of you who have been following me or know me personally, I actually had bariatric surgery in 2012, lost a tremendous amount of weight, and unfortunately put a nice amount back on. Not all of it, thank the Lord. But I've learned that when you don't deal with some of the psychological things that lead you to emotional eating, when you don't address, I want to say attack, when you don't address anxiety, depression, PTSD, whatever it is that leads you to having an unhealthy or inappropriate relationship with food, then you can lose it, because surgery did get it down. I was, man, unrecognizable. But if you don't change your lifestyle, not just your eating and your exercise, but your mindset, you can incrementally put it back on. So I'm going to, Anna is down here, bring her up, and we're going to include her in this conversation.
I don't know if you guys watch TLC like me, but there's a show called My 600-Pound Life.
Yes.
And they struggle with the same things.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And a lot of the times I think people make assumptions.
And they're at a point where they literally cannot move.
Cannot.
And I mean literally, when I say literally cannot move, they can't even lift a finger.
Cannot. And what's also interesting about that show is you have the family members who want to
giving into it
there for them, but they become enablers.
Yes.
And they give them these massive amounts of food. Yes. But a lot of that comes from something happened to them to get them to that place. It could have been a death. It could have been a divorce. It could have been domestic violence. Who knows what leads people to that place of overindulgence of food? Because
and that's why we don't, and that's why it's so important that we not judge each other.
So important.
That's why it's so important when the Bible says, "Judge not, lest you be judged." You need to literally judge not, lest you be judged.
Right. You don't know what a person's story is.
That part.
And I will say this to kick off.
And I know we've said it on several podcasts ago when we said you have no idea what it takes for a person just to get out of bed in the morning.
Come on.
No idea.
See them smiling. You may see a person going live in front of the camera. You may see them on social media. That's only a part of them, of what they choose to show you. You have no clue.
Internally, they can be dying inside.
Yes, absolutely. And when it comes to obesity, and this is, I'm not a professional in this. My sister Dana, who's on the screen, she's a professor. She knows way more than I do. But I believe it's more acceptable for a man to be obese than a woman.
Oh yeah.
This is just my opinion and my experience.
And I agree.
I feel as though women are expected to be in more control of their figure,
absolutely,
more cognizant of their.
We are held to a higher standard than
I believe that,
and that's a problem. That's a problem.
I believe it.
I don't know exactly how it goes because I've never had children.
Right.
But you guys being parents,
yes,
I know there are some instances where some of you guys, after you had the child, you'd be like, "Oh my God, what happened to me?"
It can change your body,
and you feel insecure about it.
It can cause some insecurities. It can do a
because
lot.
you went from probably being like this to this.
Well, girl, I was never like that since I was born.
And barely back to and you're working on getting back to this.
It does.
Whatever it was before you had the child or children.
It does. Having a child changes a lot in terms of the physical, mental. Yeah. It's a total life.
I've heard of postpartum depression.
I've heard of that too. I've experienced that. I want to bring in my sister Dana McKellar and Taka, I hope I said that right, is a professor and a scientist, and she is a good sister of mine that I recently met. Wealth of knowledge. I want to welcome you on the show, Sister Dana.
Welcome.
Hello. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Crystal clear.
Very good.
Crystal
I am in the bed. I didn't sleep much today. It's a very special day for me and some of my friends from college. It's our 36th anniversary in our sorority, and my phone
Awesome.
just rang
Congratulations.
all day. Let me tell
Great.
you, I got to get up for work in about 30 minutes, but I promised you I would be on, and so I'm on. I'm going to turn my light on soon, but I'm just enjoying seeing both of you. I can
Oh,
see the
thank
screen,
you.
but you're right
Awesome.
spot on with your feelings and your wisdom, your assumptions from just being grown, mature ladies. It
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
expected, according to the statistics, for women to be smaller, trimmer, and fit. And it
Mhm.
goes back to, as Latanya was saying, I am a medical scientist and I do find cures. I lead teams that find cures for women's diseases. And
Mhm.
it's funny that you're mentioning this in respect to our self esteem and our weight
Yes.
journey, because we all have one. Even us little people have a weight
Mhm.
journey because we don't like being little. We want to
Absolutely
have
not.
curves like everybody else. So I kind of have that different problem, that
Okay.
the most I've ever weighed is 9 months pregnant and 130 pounds soaking wet with my boots on.
Okay. Okay.
So we all have that weight journey that somebody's always talking about. Oh, girl, you're so skinny. Oh, look at your hips. You're so hefty.
Mhm.
We just can't win. But
Right.
women are expected to be smaller because it goes back to the prehistoric times and the scientific analysis of the women look for the man who is strong and able to provide for her, because when
Mhm.
we are going back to the Charles Darwin time, when we are pregnant, we're not able to work as much or shouldn't
Right.
be working as much anyway. And so we need that man who's going to be fit. So they kind of have the situation where all they really need to bring to the table is enough resources. We know
Mhm.
the great big beer bellied man who's wealthy has all these pretty girls around him in Hollywood, right?
Mhm.
That's it. You ladies are right.
Yes.
Doesn't make it right. It's
Right.
not fair. Life is not fair, but
Exactly.
Mhm.
we have that extra burden of not only are we fit, but
Mhm.
are we fertile? They kind of
Mhm.
go hand in hand in the same conversation medically, because many times women who have weight issues also have some hormonal issues and may have some challenges with conceiving. And we know that having a baby does not make you a woman, but
Right.
society has placed all these kind of, how do I
Yes.
say it? All these
Mm.
kind of things on us, to make, well,
Yes.
you're not a woman if this, and you're not a man if that, and
Say
you
that.
got to have this by this age. We got to break out of those ways of thinking, I believe.
Yes.
So
I
I yield the floor. I'm done for now.
But that's so powerful because
Everything you said was right on.
it is.
Thank you.
There's a social construct
Yes,
that has taken place that has shaped the way we see femininity. And when you think about some even cartoons, they portray the female character as, red lips, super curvy.
that's right.
She's seductive. I mean,
That's
she's
right.
got these moves. She's coy. She's, oh,
Hmm.
the damsel in distress.
Pleasing.
Come and save me, big boy. Those.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, the cartoons portray male and female in certain ways, even in certain commercials. The woman is very slender. She has on something revealing. When they're advertising alcohol, they make her look so, if you drink this drink, you're going to look like this young lady here.
Mm, mm.
She's size 2 and she's got long flowing straight hair, and she's just like, she doesn't walk, she glides. She glides.
You going somewhere with that,
Woo,
because
she
you're going to
glides,
my
y'all.
next thought, which is a lot of that is rooted in um, the make believe white supremacy. This notion that
Mm.
womanhood is like this and
That's
this is
good.
like that. And until we as Black people really begin to address why we even have, the standard of beauty that we have, whether someone
Yes,
told us was beautiful, we got to have these critical conversations like yours. And I just love your
yes.
show. And I promised I was going
Thank
to
you.
create some time for you. But this is powerful. I
That's
invited a
good.
couple of people too who are on a weight loss journey, if that's okay.
Yes, absolutely. And I like
What's
the comment
what's
you made, over sexualized femininity. Yes,
what's
yes. And there's a
very
song. Go ahead, Simone.
what's very hurtful about women in our society is sometimes we feel like we have to get those butt lifts and breast lifts in order to
Ooh,
be beautiful, not knowing that the real damage that they might cause in the future
absolutely, Simone. And those are super
because of the
popular.
picture that we painted in our minds of
Yes,
in
it's a
order
picture.
to in order to be accepted in society, we have to look like you have to have a big booty and big
Yes,
breasts, and
yes. I mean, I'm talking about
or we got to be a Coke bottle.
knock people having surgery. But when you
Right,
make them so big, you gonna topple over, sis.
that's true.
That thing doesn't even match your bone structure.
That part.
You have perverted your whole structure with this giant caboose that needs its own zip code.
That part.
I'm telling you that caboose,
I love it.
you can
That's
have
a good point.
a small city of people
Oh
sitting on that
God.
caboose.
Oh
I'm telling you.
goodness.
But we got another comment coming in here.
But
Black
black women
women
have adopted white
adapted
women's beauty
white
standards.
women. We have, and there's the age old debate of to perm or not to perm.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about, how we have gone from going natural to not being comfortable in our natural hair. How many products we have
Hmm.
placed in our hair that has gotten us down to almost nothing. Me
That's right.
guilty, because in my mind that smooth straight type of look was what was acceptable to men or to people, even in business, and even on television. I wanted to be a news anchor woman, and to be honest, they would make the black women wear their hair in a more Caucasian way to
That's
blend
Mm-hmm.
right.
in. You wouldn't see people with dreads or natural poofy ponytail. They would put these strange looking weaves in all the anchor women's hair to make them blend in to the other. It is what it is. Call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
I've been talking about it every week on my social media channel, and I've been talking about the science of racism. I've been talking about the how we can decolonize our thinking. And if people are not really familiar with what decolonization is, well, when white people came to West Africa and stole us, one of the first things that they attempted to do was to take our look and
Mm,
make our look more presentable to them.
wow.
Mm.
And so that's what colonization is how they have taken everything and have just said, this is the measuring rod. This
Wow.
is how beauty is. They actually have a scientific program that tells you, they have a picture of what they consider to be the most attractive man in the world and the
Mhm,
most attractive woman in the world. These people have thought this thing out so well. They put
mhm.
together this picture, and they're using mathematics and these geometric shapes to show your eyes have to be this far apart. Your
Mm.
nose has to be this long. It has to be this wide. And I
Yeah.
can pull it up and send it to you, Latanya, so you can share it with people. I mean, this
I would
thing
love
just
to share
blows your
that. No.
mind. And so
Wow.
we almost have been buried mentally with they've spent campaign. I know what I want to say. This was like a major marketing and advertising campaign that went on for 500 some odd years, if that makes sense. They
Mhm.
spent money putting this thing in place. Does that make sense?
It does. It
That's
does.
crazy.
It does.
It's because
We
they
got a
think that the
comment
black
here.
woman's natural shape and look is not beautiful. The lie of the century.
Come on. I'm
The
telling
That
lie of
part.
you.
the century.
That
That's
Yes.
part.
right.
Yes. And then it affects our self esteem. And then when
Absolutely.
we start to measure ourselves against other women and try to, and let me just say this, if you choose to perm your hair, wear weave, I don't have any problem with that. You're free to do whatever it
You're
is
free. That's right.
you feel the most feminine.
The key
But what
word is free.
Right, that's the key word. I feel as though femininity, there's some gender stereotypes that come into play when it comes to what a woman should or should not look like, sound like, walk like, talk like.
Yeah,
And I think it constricts us, and it makes us be way too self-conscious, and it almost makes us
absolutely.
replicate our femininity on a male. Now, mind
Absolutely.
you, the male has their own perception of what femininity is. I don't knock it. That is the way of the world. What a man wants in a woman, what attracts him to a woman is going to vary from man to man. Here is the problem for me. And Simona and I were talking about this. When I was dating before I got married, and I was on a few different dating websites, and it was very clear that there were men out there that preferred smaller women. I have no problem with preferences. The problem is when you go on social media and you start to literally spit venom on the large woman. Too much weight, not cute. She smells, she's
Yeah.
lazy. What can she do for me? Preference is okay. But when you start demeaning other kinds of women because you don't prefer to date them,
Come on in here.
all respect from me.
Come on.
You've lost all respect. You can prefer whatever you want. That is your God given right. But what it doesn't give you a right to do is bash another human being because they look different from what you think a woman should look like.
Right.
That's a problem. And what happens is, as women, as obese women, we would start to believe the lie that you should just be happy somebody wants you.
Mm.
Wow. Let's sit in that for a minute. You should just be happy that a man even looks at you. Look at how large you are. What can you do for a man? How can you be feminine? You can't even put on a pair of heels and walk like a oh. Just saying. So what happens is then we start, some of us start wanting to change, not because of ourselves, not because we
Right.
healthy, but to please another
Please him.
person.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can go out and get the biggest gluteus maximus. Trust me, if that man isn't into you, he gonna find another one that's big as the continent of Africa.
That part.
And now you're gonna go get a bigger one, and y'all gonna be competing. If you
Or
don't,
what about the part when you start? What about the part when you start starving yourself and trying to do all these weight loss diets because he told you you ain't pretty enough?
Yes, we got to comment.
He embarrassed.
Right.
Yes, but that is a perception, and the disconnect is what some of these Black manosphere dudes speak to and what they do. Okay, all right, I got you.
Yeah.
Black
You know,
manosphere.
I'm so glad that you mentioned this Black manosphere, this group of internet men who obviously lack. This thing has so many layers. These men lack a father image. We are the only group of people that get on the internet and bash each other. White people have an unspoken code that they do not publicly talk about each other's flaws. However, we don't have that code anymore. We used to in the civil rights movement. We have gone far away from our ancestors' teaching and wanting to be like these folks. So this
He said,
manosphere
"Nope,
group,
them cats
these
like common
passport
sense."
bros, are y'all
Facts.
familiar? Are y'all familiar with the passport bros?
No, ma'am,
Never
I'm
heard
not.
of it.
Oh, honey child.
Never heard of it.
Now, the passport bros are a group of men who just got their passports, in my opinion, and they're on
That
the
makes sense.
internet boasting about how they going overseas to find them a little Susie Q from Asia or wherever, who's
Wow.
more feminine, who's more attractive, she's less angry, she's less attitudinal. But what they don't realize is the connection between this phony white supremacy and how they purposely divided the family. They purposely put the white woman up as the standard of beauty.
Wow,
So this thing is coming back to
this is
bite us
deep.
year
It
after
is.
year after year after year.
Wow.
And just as soon as I think, okay, well, Lord, we overcame in the 70s when I was a little girl. We had that thing together. We had the black businesses. As soon as integration happened, like we lost ground, and we lost ground in a bad way. I'll yield the floor. I just wanted everybody to
That
really
that
think
is
about
rich.
how
That
deeply
is
rooted this
rich.
thing is.
It is, and I didn't even
And
realize.
it's
Wow.
definitely even more. It's definitely even more heartening when they do it in front of our children. Like when they
Yes, ma'am.
degrade us in
That's
front of the
that's what
children.
keeps it into another generation. That's what perpetuates it.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We get so heated, and then
We
he
tell the little
goes on. He's
girls,
like,
"Ooh, your hair needs to be done" when she's 5 or 6,
yeah,
to make people feel
yeah.
like the way God made your hair is not right.
That pressing
Yeah.
comb frying our brains, getting too close to
The
the
perms.
skin.
I talked on Facebook the other
Woo.
day. The perms that are now, I knew 36 years. This is my 36th year of being without a perm. My
Wow.
third year of college, I just cut my hair off and started over. And
Hmm.
so I got the stares, I got the looks because I had the long, straight hair. I
Hmm.
always had the freshest hairstyle, whatever it was back in the day, in the 80s. But when I came home from
Hmm.
college and said to my parents, no more, I'm going back old school. I'll do twist, I'll do braids, I'll wear my curly afro. I was out there by myself. Now, a lot of people have gotten into natural hair, but when I was doing it, I didn't have any company.
But look at what happened when COVID-19 came, and people weren't going to the hairdressers. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
that's what people started doing, but even before that, I started hearing more about natural hair growth. I have alopecia, and I'm a person who spent countless hours in hair salons getting perms. I wore ponytails for years, and the damage it did to my hair, and already being vitamin deficient, um, I did a lot of damage. And
Mhm.
speaking of hair, we look at, and we bring Dana back in. Okay, we got you back, Dana. We look at,
Thank you.
thank you, our hair. For me, I felt less feminine when my hair started coming out. I'll be honest. I still struggle with that. I know women who rock the bald head beautifully, beautifully, and shout out to them. And I'm this close because with my alopecia areata, and it gets worse with stress. So that's a whole different talk show. We did that one once. We have to part two of that. But just feeling like so, and maybe society has put a lot of emphasis on hair. Like that's the woman's, it is the woman's crown, and men like a person with long flowing hair. Some men go on these rants about, I don't like weaves, I like natural, or the other way around, I don't like natural, I like weaves. But it almost makes you put your femininity based on another person's opinion of you.
Yeah.
And I'm not comfortable. That's why I wanted to do this. I don't want to predicate my femininity or how I feel about it based on someone
Somebody
else's
else's opinion.
or
Yeah.
perception of me. I want to break away from that. We got a good juicy comment in here. Let me see what it is. As a
And
man,
then
I would never be able to understand or walk in a woman's shoes. And I understand what femininity is, but I don't know what that looks like to me. How can I identify that?
May
just
That's
I
like you said, just like you said, you're a man, so you wouldn't really be able to. I mean, you probably can in
I
some
think
way.
every man has a perception. Dana, you want to chime in on that?
I had a thought
That's a good one.
with when something both of you said made me think about not only our preteens and our elementary school girls. We really have, in my opinion, we have about 10 or 15 years to really turn our race around, or we may as well go ahead on and pronounce us to hell the rest of our lives. But we
Mhm.
are going to have to embrace these girls in their 20s, 30s, and 40s because they have a liberation maybe that we didn't have, but it's a
Mm,
liberation in the wrong direction.
okay.
It's
Okay.
this fighting each other over
Yes.
hair and weaves. And I didn't
Yes.
know that there was a side of, I guess I should have, that there's a side of the internet where, how what you like to watch shows up in your profile. So
Mm-hmm.
when I look at what some people have as their profile, they're showing women with cat fights and various things that I would never watch other
Mm-hmm.
than a few minutes just for educational purposes. But that's what they fill their minds with
Right.
all day. We're going to have to get with these young girls, and we're going to have to form some not like us so
Okay.
that we can be like our grandmothers and great grandmothers and aunties were to
Mhm.
us. They wouldn't let us do certain things. But see,
True.
it's going to be hard for us because we have a disconnect now. We got
Hmm.
to ease our way back into these girls' lives because when I tell you, the folks that are raising folks today, they have some strange ideas. Have you guys been following all of the girls who are, they had the teacher a couple of weeks ago that was jumped on by the student. She took the
Oh,
student's phone
I've
yes.
seen that.
and then she ended up
Hmm.
wiping up the floor with this little
Yeah, yeah. That
Hmm.
that that
girl.
video
Student were saying,
is
"Oh my
very
goodness, please
Yes.
that video is
get
very
somebody
crazy.
help."
I want to address
Then
Mr. P's question before we get
yeah,
too deep
then
into
there was
that.
another
I want to, if
assistant
that's okay, I want
principal.
to address. Sorry, Miss Dana, can you hear me? Okay.
A little
I
bit.
think
It
we
was
need
breaking up a bit.
to.
I just thought that kind of it all goes in together. Our sense of beauty,
Mhm.
the way we carry ourselves, they all kind of are
Yes.
cousins to each other.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. I want to address the question from Mr. Beatty, and we're going to keep going. This is what I think about this, Mr. Beatty, about identifying what femininity looks like to you from a male standpoint. It's going to differ from every man. And just in my opinion, I'm no scholar. I think it's going to depend on what attracts you to a woman, and it could depend on what you saw growing up that was portrayed as femininity. That's
I
the social construct. So if you grew up seeing, what was that character? Who Framed Roger Rabbit? And it was a female
Okay,
character, and she had a really small waist, and she had big long hair. If you grew up seeing certain images of what femininity might look like, you might grab a hold to that. But it may come down to personal preference and attraction.
mm-hmm,
I think every man has what he feels a womanly nature or womanhood or womanliness or femininity looks and feels like to him based upon what you like in a woman. Just like
mm-hmm,
turning around, a woman has certain attributes that she may love in a man. She may love a man in a suit and think that is so attractive and masculine. She may love a man with a deep voice. She may love a man that takes charge. We each have in us a different set of what we think is attractive, like a magnetic
mm-hmm.
force. So I'm thinking the
mm-hmm.
only way you can identify that, Mr. Beatty, great question, is by what you've seen and what you feel is attractive to you in a woman. It could be softness, it could be assertiveness, because you've seen assertive women. Some men grew up with their grandmothers and their aunts, and they like a bigger boned woman
That's
because
right.
that's all they saw at home making the cornbread. You know,
That's right.
that's all they saw. So a skinny woman may not even appeal to them because Big Mama was a big bone woman. She was strong. She was dark chocolate. I mean, we all have our own set of I'm attracted to. So I
Right.
True.
think that might be the only way you can identify as a man what's feminine. There
Let
may
me
not be a right or wrong, but it's just what you feel.
right. Let me just say this. Once we get to the point where we realize and we understand and we fully accept the fact that we are fearfully and wonderfully made,
Mhm.
not just as women but as men too. Once we really hone in on the fact and really accept the fact that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, we will not have these problems.
Okay. I feel that, Simone. And this is
Just
why we do this, to have a sense of self awareness. Self love is beautiful, but I always say I can't love who I don't know.
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to dive into every facet of who I am. And
yeah,
before I became mom, sister, boss,
right,
business owner, entrepreneur, there's the womanhood and the femininity part that I've always wanted to kind of explore. However, All right, I see you, Mr. Beatty. He saw mom, aunts, grandmothers. They were the bulwarks of what femininity is. There it is. So what you've seen is probably going to be your definition of femininity because that's what you know. That's what you know. Now, some people have their what they know, and over time, if they're really influenced by social media and music videos or whatever, that could change. But you're saying, I saw this is what I know, so here's what I get that, and that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Now here's the challenge I have with femininity. There are certain things that happen to us as women, in my opinion, that challenge our femininity. And I may ruffle some feathers, but being a single mother left to raise a child that I only half got here, the other half chose not to participate, to me made me take on a more masculine role. What I mean by that, I had to do everything. I had to pay the bills, make sure she ate, make sure she had shelter. I'm not saying I was the father and the mother. I never say that. I don't ever give myself Father's Day cards. But I had to take on a more controlled role and be more than just a mom. I had to be everything. So in my opinion, there are times where I feel I had to put my femininity on the back burner and make sure this baby had what she needed. I didn't date for a minute. I had to, I mean, I dated here and there, but sometimes because some men didn't want anybody with kids, I had to let that go. My baby ain't going nowhere.
Right.
So to me, there are some things that put a woman in a position where if she's not careful, a woman boss, if she's not careful, she can bring that boss mentality into a relationship. And sometimes that femininity turns masculine because she's being a boss, a single mom. She's had to do this, she's had to do that. So sometimes she steps into a role that may say, "Oh, yep, it's some masculine energy going on."
That's good.
That's a good comment. And those things gradually strip away the layers of femininity, which definitely introduces a more masculine stance because you've had to, hey, you got to do everything. And I'm not saying that's wrong because for many of us, we didn't have a choice. But this conversation is going to tell you, you can do both. You can be the single mom, raise those kids the best way you can, and still hold on to your femininity. So when you do end up in a good relationship, you don't have to try to prove to that man, I can do this by myself. Because I did that when I first got married. I did that. I made sure my husband knew before you, I
was the one doing
myself.
Yeah.
Before, he like, you ain't gotta tell me that. I watched you do that before I married you. You ain't got to prove to me that you got a backbone, that you can work and grind.
And I think we do that because I think the reason why we do that, we want to make sure they know that we're independent, is
Simone.
The reason why we do that is because we had no choice, like you said.
That's it.
So because we had no choice, now we want to make sure you know. Don't come sliding up in here trying to do everything now.
That's it.
When I've already had to do it.
The problem with that is some men come in like, well, whoa, sis, whoa. You didn't jump down. I don't need you to do it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, why am I here, sis? Why am I here, honey?
Right.
You so dang on independent.
Right.
But you saying you want a man in your life. Where do you draw the line where you got to try to prove and over dramatize? I've done it. I'm telling you what I've done. We got another comment. We can also mention trauma. Yes, trauma strips away feminine energy and it forces a woman to operate in the masculine. When you have not been protected by a parent or by your guardian and you out here and something has happened to you traumatic and you out here like, where's my covering? That can cause a problem too. Erica, hey. All right, so we got a comment from Erica Jackson. Femininity can be defined as the fruits of the spirit. I love that.
Wow.
I love that, Erica.
I didn't know that.
Perspective.
I didn't know that.
Because we should all have those fruit.
Yeah.
That's something that we all should have, male or female, right?
And I like what you said when we had with the part where we were talking about we want to make sure they know that we're independent, and it's like once they want to come in and help.
Yes,
like they want to come in and help, but
yes.
it's the fact that we've had to do it for so long on our own.
The guard is up,
and literally yeah.
Even in dating, I asked before I got married. I asked a few people that I dated after we broke up to give me a review, so to speak. Like what was it that you
think a good idea
that
take
made
rewiring of the brain just to make different decisions in incremental stages?
That's good, Erica. That's good. Because when you are conditioned a certain way, you will make certain decisions based upon what you've been through,
what you know. Yep.
Because you see the world with the lens of trauma.
Right.
So that's a rewiring that the Spirit of the Lord will have to do.
And we have these men that, like I said, they want to come in and help, but because we have this guard up, we push them
the
away.
guard is up, baby. Listen,
we locked and loaded. The guard is.
The guard was because I never wanted to be seen as the damsel in distress. I hated that. Oh, my wife need me. I put gas in her car. I went and took her car to get oil. Now, those are great things.
Right.
But the way my mindset at the time, 5 years ago, I've been married 5 years. What you mean? I know how to put gas. I ain't need you. You offered. I'm just arguing. I'm saying, thank you.
Yeah, because your guard is up because you had to do it on your own.
But you could literally mess up a good thing.
Yeah.
Women.
Because you're so used to being on your own and doing it on your own. So you don't know what help looks like.
Yes. He wants to be married to a woman. He didn't marry a man. Hey.
Oh, I was like, what just happened? I was wondering, how did I get down to the bottom? What just happened?
Coco. Coco, this a hot one tonight.
This is deep.
I was gonna stay at the bottom until you said what you said a minute ago.
This a hot one.
I see.
I came in guns blazing because
as always,
I needed to prove to my husband when we first married that yes, we're married, but still understand that prior to you, I had it covered.
I think Fred said, this is Fred, I think he said, when a man wants to help, it is never from the aspect of the damsel in distress. Most women are not used to I can't pronounce that word, man.
Man, that's a good point. That's a good point. And I wasn't. Let me just be very clear. I wasn't used to that. And as a matter of fact, I was used to having to pick everybody up for the date, pay for the date, plan the date. So when someone came in my life that was willing to say, hey, let's go out. Hey, I got it. Hey, I was like,
no, thank you.
What's your angle?
Right.
Yeah, so you took the word right out of my mouth.
You start to get suspicious.
I did.
A lot of times we do that because we're always thinking about the motives.
If we learn what help looks like from God, we are then able to accept help from others, including partners.
Right.
Facts.
But I know one of the biggest things is when people start doing that and you're not used to it, you always start trying to check the motives.
Yes.
And when you start trying to check the motives, like you said earlier, you can ruin a good thing or you could push somebody away.
Yes, you can.
Because now you're checking for motives.
Yes.
You know, when you just got to let life happen sometime. You know, and we have an issue with allowing life to happen.
Yes.
Because we want to control the narrative.
Yes.
Right? We want to write. We want to continue to write our story when we're not even the author of our
That
story.
part.
You know what I'm saying? And so we want to. When we get to the part where we want to control the narrative, that controlling the narrative also jacks up your relationship.
Yes.
That's good.
Because now it's one sided.
Yes.
And you may say that it's not, but it is. Because now it's one sided. Why? Because you're controlling it.
That's good.
That means your relationship is moving in the direction you want it to move.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is happening unless you want it to happen
Mm-hmm.
because you're controlling the narrative. And so you have to get out of the point where you're trying to control everything.
Yep. That was
You know
me.
what I'm saying? That's not even how it's supposed to be.
Ooh-wee.
You're supposed to go into a relationship just trying to enjoy it.
Yes.
Right? Because no
Yep.
relationship is the same. None of my relationships were the same.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, all of the guys that I were with for long periods of time, because I've never had a short relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So all of the guys that I was with up until the point that I got married, they were good people. They all had their flaws, but they good people. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you just have to come to the grips and you have to realize that okay, this person is not my person.
Okay.
Right? And
Mm-hmm.
so even with them not being your person in the midst of everything they did for you while you was together, accept it and move on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be, we've all had some of those relationships where people have done things for you, right? And it's throw it back in your face moment.
The enemy will always attack your identity. Femininity is our identity. That
Right.
part.
Good, Erica.
And you don't
That's so
you
good.
don't want to do that. You don't want to be the woman in the relationship, not the
Ooh.
not the alpha woman
Oh
in the
wow.
relationship.
Ooh, some toes
Okay.
is crunching. Some
And
toes is
I
crunching.
I say that because the woman is the soft, graceful part of you. The alpha woman is when the testosterone kick in. You know what
Ooh.
I'm saying? And you start coming out of the woman part of you, and you kick into I do everything. I don't need you. You
Yep.
just here. You
Right.
you
My
you
life,
just
my life
right.
and destiny ministry says honor, love, and respect fetally. Is that how you say it? And adoration
Mhm.
come from a place of truly wanting to be all those things to a woman. When
Mm-hmm.
a man or woman derails that by checking motives, it destroys the
Yeah.
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 Oh
You know,
yeah.
and that's what I just said. When you
That's so
start going to
true.
check, when you start dealing with the narratives and you want to take photos, you can ruin a relationship because sometimes the other person don't have a motive. So you got to realize, okay, say for instance, LXG, you that type of female, you didn't have to have nobody do nothing for you because you always did it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you got this man that you with now that he never got the chance to wine and dine.
Mm-hmm.
He never got a chance to really show his way of love on a woman.
Right.
So him wanting to show you that he love you, he care for you. Let me do these things for you. Just let me do it.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
so when you have a person where you both have come from different sides of relationship and
Mm-hmm.
you both have something that you never had,
Right.
that's kind of where worlds can collide. If you
Absolutely.
let it collide the right way, it can be a good thing. But
Right.
when you both are starting to try to control it,
Mm-hmm.
it does this instead of
Right.
coming together, right? So at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, you have to start checking yourself,
Yes.
yeah.
and your own motive behind yourself,
Yes.
Wow.
because you got to start asking yourself, why am I doing this?
Mm-hmm.
What is it that I want to see? And see, the whole point is you got to realize what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that I want
Mhm.
to see?
Mm-hmm.
Not what is it that I want the other individual to see.
Oh.
Not that I want them to look past this here.
Mm-hmm.
I need them to look past me and see what's really here. Can you do that for
Mhm.
me?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that for me?
I think
In our femininity, as we like to call it, in our femininity, you can also lose yourself. And I
Ooh.
say that because you could want to try to perfect your femininity so bad that you overdo it.
Okay.
And when you overdo it, now you are becoming somebody that you are not.
Right. That's
You see
good.
what I'm saying? And so you don't want to overpower your femininity by doing too much, because now you stepping into lanes that ain't yours.
Right.
You pretending to be something that you're not,
Right.
and you working too hard to please other people.
Oh,
And
that's good.
you are still lacking as the
That's
woman.
good.
And so you have to know that within yourself. Listen, right now I'm trying to get me back in order, right? I'm
Yes.
trying to get me back in shape. So what I look like trying to tell you how to go and run you. Let's take for instance this young lady that just recently died in the paper a couple days ago. This girl spent almost $1 million. She spent almost $1 million to make herself look like Kim Kardashian.
Whoa.
See?
Okay? And died as a result of it. Okay.
Well, didn't we just say that before she got up?
And she was not happy with herself enough that she felt like, well, if I could look like her, people will treat me like her.
What?
And she got it. Yeah, because she looked just like her. Whoever did her plastic surgery did
At what cost?
did a wonderful job on her face, but the rest of her body is what cost her life.
Oh.
And so when you are trying to piece yourself together, because that's what's happening.
That's exactly
When you got these broken women that are going to try to get their bodies botched, right? You got to understand that you're not dealing with the person that you're looking at, because she broken.
Very.
She's not happy with her. And instead of somebody helping her deal with her, because she was pretty before the surgeries in the face.
And most people are.
Right.
Little
I
Kim,
tell you,
little
she
Kim.
was beautiful before the surgeries, right? And so if naturally you look like Kim Kardashian, why did you go and botch yourself?
Come on.
Right? She went and botched herself so much that now people trying to get a GoFundMe to bury her.
Oh
my.
And so at the end of the day, she took her life savings to try to become somebody else.
Because so are you saying that maybe in her eyes, the epitome of femininity was Kim Kardashian?
Yes. She thought that that's what it was.
And she needed to look exactly like that because she wanted the attention
that she got.
Kim Kardashian got.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just twisted.
Yeah. She felt like if she could get that type of attention and she could have men swooning over her and all this other stuff. First of all, no offense to Kim Kardashian, you cool people. I don't really know you personally.
We love you, Kim.
But at the same time, you're also broken because you've been with all the wrong dudes.
Oh, that part.
And in order to make yourself look like that, you had to fix yourself.
Wow.
So it's not even the natural you. So at the end of the day, if somebody was to take away all the implants, take out all the stuff that you put in,
I'm gonna get you sucker.
Right. What would they be left with? What would they be left with? And could you be happy with what you see after all the falseness has been removed? Right.
Probably not.
Right. And so at the end of the day, this is the reason why when you deal with people that got low self-esteem, it can be dangerous. Right. Because low self-esteem could cause another woman to want to go do something, and it could cause another woman to want your life.
Yes.
So that right there was prime example. Then you got this other lady that I just read about in the article yesterday. She had a lookalike, a literal lookalike, like she had a little doppelganger. They met each other walking down the street, became friends now. This woman got so upset with her doppelganger, she put poison in food that she brought to her to kill her, so that she could take her identity and just live as her, because she said it could only be one her.
No way.
So yes. So I'm telling you, like when you got people that are dealing with self-esteem issues, you got broken women, you got jealousy and enviousness that could be going on behind the scenes that you don't even know about.
That's true.
And so it's a lot of things that you have to be careful in, because anybody could smile in your face.
Oh, absolutely.
Anybody can smile in your face, boo-boo. But it's the question is what is their real thought behind closed doors about you? You know, and so it's not that you put yourself in a way where, oh yeah, you know, look, on the days that I feel cute, I let everybody know I'm cute, right? And so, but you have to know that about yourself. I'm cool with me. You gotta be cool with you
gotta
just
be
the way
cool
you
with
are,
you.
right? And so
Yes.
ecstatically, yeah, everything may not be what I want it to be,
Right.
but baby, I'm good with me.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna be so not good with me to the point that I'm gonna go do something to myself that's gonna kill me.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna have you suck things out of me and
Yes,
put stuff
ma'am.
in me that shouldn't be there when all I got to do is, if I could, get up off, you know, my tail, go to a gym and let somebody help me work it and tone it.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
that's it. But you got all of this stuff going on. You can't change what you was born with. You could try, but at
Right.
the end of the day, even after all of the silicone implants, it's eventually still going to show. And so that's the thing that you got to understand. It's still going to show, because people that go get plastic surgery got to go get touch-ups.
And they get addicted to that, and they want
Right.
more. They
And
want
they
it's
want more, because
insatiable desire.
you let somebody tell you, oh, your body is banging, and they call you a baddie. All of a sudden, you going to get something else because I got to keep this up, because now I'm getting this certain type of attention. But baby,
Yeah.
all attention ain't good attention.
And
That's
that, to me, you become, when you have to do all that, I think you don't see what being a woman and being feminine really is. It's not just your butt, your breasts. And if you notice in social media, go back to the old school videos, rap videos, music
Mm-hmm.
videos. It was always women around the rappers, scantily clad with
Right.
probably no clothes, because that to them was what a woman,
It's supposed to be
was.
like.
But then fast forward, now we're accepting the more larger women. That's
Mm-hmm.
fine. Now we are doing different kind of surgeries. But at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, for me, femininity is more of a feeling. It is a confidence. I like how Erica talked about it being the fruit of the spirit. It is our identity as a woman. But
Mm-hmm.
I should still be able to feel that, even if my hair ain't got 18 bundles.
Right.
I
yeah.
may not have on my lashes.
Yes.
Right.
I'm still a woman, and I can still be feminine. You can't base it just on a certain look. I don't base it on just what's trending
And
or
that's
what's
what's wrong with
expected.
society today.
Yes, we every time the wind blows a different trend, and we going with all these different things, and we getting confused when we going broke. Yes, it is intrinsic. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's a part of you, who you are. You
Yep.
can have on a jogging suit and some beat
Right.
up Reeboks and
Right.
still be feminine. It's not just about what you wear. Now that can enhance you. If you're going
Right.
out, you want to put on something nice. I love to put on a good pair of earrings, a good lash or two. I love it. But I'm learning to love me in different settings and in different ways, where it's not predicated on makeup, hair, clothing. I really want to learn and get to know who LHG truly is and feel good about her, where she is right now.
Right.
That's why I did this tonight. I don't want to get so caught up in what everybody else is doing and saying, and you chasing after people because I want that look. No, I want that look. No, I want to be me.
That's it. Because you don't know what your body gonna look like if you try to do that. Just
Woo.
like you could go and tone yourself right now, and to you look really good and put together, but to somebody else you overdid it. And
Right.
so society will never be happy with you.
Never. I
But
don't care what you do.
you have to be happy with you. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yes.
I know a girl, me and her are really good friends. She works out. I mean, this girl work out 6, 7 hours a day, every day.
Wow.
And if you
6
look at
hours a day, I just
7
registered.
hours a day, yes, 6-7 hours a day, because she's also a trainer. So like after she's done with her little 9 to 5, she trains people for the rest of the day. And so, when you look at her, you know that that's what she does. I mean, when I tell you this chick got legs like a horse, she got legs like a horse, for real, for real.
Oh,
And so the bottom half of her looks so manly and strong that a lot of dudes, when they see her, that's what they say that she is. They say that she a shim, but she not a shim. She a full-fledged woman, because she done popped out babies and everything. But it's just what she looked like because she done worked out so much. And so to her, she cool, but to a man, they wondering if she woman or dude. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, society will label you one way, but you have to be fine with you.
You have to be.
You know what I'm saying? And
I told her today about obesity, and she was saying, "Mama, the way America sees you, you could be considered obese at 175, 200 pounds. Yeah,
yeah,
you could be obese at 150 pounds, depending on your height, according to America.
Yeah, depending on how you wear it.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm considered morbidly obese at my weight.
Right.
And I don't care what doctor office you go to, they're probably going to tell you if you got any kind of plumpness to you, girl. And I get it from a health standpoint, but when we take that and we look at ourselves as, I want to change for somebody else. I want to change because I want them to like me. I want to change for me. I want to be healthy. I don't want to be thin. I've never wanted to be thin. Thin is beautiful, but I don't think LaTanya would look good thin. I just want to be comfortable. I want to be able to sit in the chair and don't be over on your side, be only in my side. I want to be by the roller coaster. I want to be red bottoms. It's something I want to do.
Right.
I'm not trying to meet somebody's expectation.
Listen, y'all, and like I said, for those of y'all that did track my story when LHG interviewed me, the one thing that y'all don't know is, like I said, I was over 600 pounds a couple years ago. And to be where I am now, I put on a bikini for the first time last year. And honey, when I stepped out, everybody was like, girl, I didn't even know that shape was under all that. Listen, at the end of the day, I've never been one that showed my shape like that. Even when I was smaller, I wasn't a show my shape type of person, right? And that's just because, not because I was brought up in the church, but I was always one of them that I don't want to be going out and you gawking at me. I don't like it when people gawk at me. At the end of the day, if you like what you see, I need you to say something. You know, because I don't like for people to just stare, right?
That part.
And so, you know, at the end of the day, when I was smaller, that's what I used to get. But you know, and even now that I've lost a lot of weight, when people see me, you know, and I walk in the room, they're like, "Oh gosh, you know, like where you been?" And girl, you look, you know, I appreciate it. But I didn't do none of the weight loss for nobody else. I did it for me, and I did it because I had to get healthy. Right. And so I know people that have had the weight loss surgeries and did not do it for them, and they miserable.
Yes.
They are miserable right now because they did it for the wrong reason.
Right.
Because you did it because you thought, okay, I lose the weight, I could keep him or her. And
right.
they leave anyway. They leave anyway, even after you lose the weight. You lost the weight. And this person that you love so much had the audacity to look you in your face and say, I like you better when you was fat.
Woo. Wow.
You done lost all the weight. They don't like you now. You know why they don't like you now? It's because it's no longer about them. They know somebody else wants you now.
Oh yeah.
And so they look you in the face and say, "Oh, I don't like you now. I like you better when you was fat because you wouldn't do nothing. You had low self-esteem then. You ain't got low self-esteem no more." So
we got a comment here. Most women and men are not happy in the skin they're in, and we go through mad ASS extremes to change our appearance. Yes. And that's that's across the board.
Even men are getting plastic surgery to make themselves have abs and all of that. They doing it all too. I just seen the dude that showed himself flexing, but 103 months ago he didn't look like that.
Ooh.
He got a whole 13 pack now. 3 months ago, he had 2.
But it's still coming from, I think, trying to keep up with other people,
Yeah,
and what people feel is going to get the attention. People like likes and hearts and
they like
shares
attention.
and for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
Because you mess around and do something that's gonna hurt you,
yep.
be up out of here.
You can't come back from it.
Can't
And
come back from this
there's
stuff.
a girl that has so much plastic surgery, she ain't dead, but you might as well say she is because she a vegetable. She in the hospital bed.
Oh
Oh
my
my
Lord.
God.
You know what I'm saying? She in the hospital bed with a whole tray. Can't do nothing. Gotta have home nurses every day, all day, because of everything that she did to herself.
Now that makes me wonder, did she go overseas? Because an American doctor, they wouldn't just keep doing, one after the other to this point. She a vegetable. I wonder if she went overseas and did all
No,
that.
she got all her surgeries done in Florida.
Wow.
She ended up having a complication with the last surgery she had, and they couldn't fix her.
Oh my
And they
Lord.
left her like that. So you got to understand that with surgeries, complications can happen. And
Any surgery,
if you
anytime you
keep
get
doing
cut open.
surgery after surgery after surgery, I mean, she literally has had a surgery every year for the last 6-7 years.
And that's terrible.
There's no
Feeling
recuperation.
good.
There's no recuperation, no real healing being done, because every time you get in the healing stage, you go and cut yourself back open again.
That's
And
an
so,
addiction. That's
yeah,
an
it's an
addiction.
addiction to it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not a good thing. You
And
know, at
that's
the end of the day, that's the reason why I try to tell my sisters, look, y'all look good. Y'all beautiful. You were wonderfully made, baby, and you better love yourself.
Yep. That's a good point. Never trust a big button to smile. That girl
Listen,
poison.
listen, you got a lot of men, you got a lot of men out here, and I have male friends that keep it real with me all the time. They tell me I got the trophy chick over here, but I got the real chick over here.
Wow.
They go out with the trophy chick. They got the real chick at home. And I'd be like, and I'd be like, well, why you do that? Because my girl, the one that I really, really like, the one I'm really into, don't like to be out in public. But the trophy chick like to be out all the time, and she like to be seen with me. And so that's what they do. Like I got this one over here and I got this one over here, but the one that I go to bat for is that one I got sitting at home. This chick right here, somebody else look at her and they got a little bit more money than me. That's where she going for the night.
Ooh.
And this is what my homeboys will say. And I'd be like, well, y'all just really want something, don't you?
Wow.
And so at the end of the day, I was like, but do they know about each other? And
Then you said she got a big butt and a smile and she ain't poison. That's right.
Listen,
I'm the exception to the rule.
I'm telling you, like you gotta know what you know that you know. And at the end of the day, you gotta be happy with who you are.
Some of the things that we watch, and I'm a Housewives fan, I'll admit, but some of the things that we watch perpetuate a negative image of women.
absolutely.
And we are so envious of some of these TV shows where we get intimidated if another Black woman dresses nice, is successful, is feminine, then we have to find something wrong with her. And next thing you know, we pulling off wigs and pulling off. I think a lot of that just comes from this catfightish competition that we have with each other in our community, and I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. We're all beautiful in our own way. We can all walk in our femininity in our own way. We don't have to be jealous of anyone.
That's right, Miss Erica. Yeah, we are supposed to guard our gate. At the end of the
Yes,
day,
we do.
At the end of the day, we don't though, because you don't understand. People think that the gates are just certain things. No, your gates is your eyes, your ears, your mouth, everything about you, really. And your eyes and your ears is the biggest two things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times you see things before you think it.
Mm.
And sometimes when you got an idle mind, you thought about it before you saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you spoke it out of this right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, when you trying to love you, but when you walk out your front door, you see three females that are scantily dressed. You know that they can't have no type of real care about themselves because they wouldn't look like that. They wouldn't look like that in public. And here you go with the where your real friends at situation. Because sweetheart, if you know that I look a certain, if I look frumpy walking out my door, and you my homie, you ain't gonna let me do that. You gonna be like,
pull me to the side. Pull me to the
I
side.
need you to let's go to your closet. Let's go check the closet and see what you got. Right?
I know Sandra Mays will pull me to the side.
Listen, you know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna do that. Because I know my husband will. My husband ain't gonna let me go outside looking no kind of way. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you still have to have that same goal though about yourself. Because what if you didn't have nobody?
And you were by yourself.
And you by yourself.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I saw this thing last year that I was just so thrown about it. Girl, I stopped my car in the middle of the street.
Oh no.
But it was the grandmother, the mother, and it was the grandmother, her daughter, and then her daughter. So it was like the mama,
3 generations.
right? 3 generations together. And on the front of their t-shirts, it had thought 1, thought 2, and thought 3 on the baby.
Now, not on the baby, not on the baby.
Jesus.
Her shirt said thought number 3. Now I'm looking at the thing and I was like, wait a minute.
Help us, Lord, on today.
Wait. So you just walk around you just broadcasting that you
claiming it, thoughtness.
Right? You just broadcasting it. And then you putting it on your baby.
Yes.
So you marking her already. Because she was dressed like them. They had on the same outfit. They all looked alike. And I was just like, oh God.
Lord,
I was like, no, you starting the baby out early, honey. She ain't got no good role models.
How old was the baby?
The baby couldn't have been no older than 10.
Oh my Lord.
I mean, she had a crochet hairdo looking like she was grown.
Lord Jesus.
Her outfit looked like her mama and her grandma.
So she's going to school that way, and who knows what her behavior is.
Yes.
In school because she's being taught
that. Yeah.
Not be a kid.
Yes.
Not be a kid. So that means they have all the little boys who knows what they doing.
And honey, she the main one. Don't go to somebody party and they there because she the main one twerking.
Ooh.
Okay, and I'm just like, really? Like, this is what we do? This is what we doing now? This is not train up a child in the way they should go. This is not that wasn't what that was supposed to be. That ain't that.
We got to come on here. I care less about that. At the end of the day, my questions will always be, can you be the softness to my hardness? Can you be able to roll in your softness and still represent true feminine strength? That's good. Are able to accept my honor, fealty, loyalty, respect.
Yes, Lord.
Of your beautiful mind, soul, and body without taking offense.
Come on, Trailblazers Radio.
That's a good thing, but the whole thing of that is it can be respected, but, and I'm gonna throw the but out there. What happens when you got a man who tells you that, but he don't even feel that way about himself?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You got a man that knows how to say all the right things, but behind closed doors, he more insecure than you.
Dun dun dun.
Wow.
You know, it sounds good, rolling off your lip. It look real good and it feel real good too at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, if you thought that if I step outside with my friend and I'm gonna go do something with somebody else because you insecure too, we both got problems.
Come on.
That's true. That is true.
Come on.
That is true.
And so it's not that fake it till you make it, because that's not I can't stand that thing. I don't like that term.
Yes, Fred. You got to do what is masculinity.
Right. And so I don't like that term. There's no fake it till you make it. I don't want you to tell me what you think I want to hear.
I agree.
Because I need you to live it too.
We got to do a part 2 of this. I ain't even got to my notes. This was amazing.
Oh Lord, you ain't touching notes today.
Girl, I ain't even touch. I have all my little articles wrote on up here together, but we dove right in. But Simone, you wanted to play a song before we get ready to go?
Yeah. Let's see what we got. Let's see if it'll work. I've never done this before. Let's see it work.
You doing it from YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't own the rights to the music.
Hold on. Let me scroll the ticker.
Come on, work with me. There we go. Work with me.
Okay, what song are you playing?
Flaws by Kiera Sheard.
Oh, okay.
I love that song.
Let me know if it play. If it don't, I can get it to play on this side.
I'm hoping it'll play. Here we go. It's working. Hopefully. Come on, work with me.
Here's something you don't see every day.
Blah, 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 whatever.
Get a free Samsung Galaxy 5G when you switch to Metro.
I hate ads.
Unlimited 5G for $25 a month.
I really do. I swear. I hate the ads.
Sometimes I talk a little too much. Don't listen enough. Sometimes it's way too easy for me to beat myself up. Sometimes I hate the way I look when I look in the mirror. One look from you, I know my flaws. You love my flaws. Think they make me beautiful. You don't see them as flaws at all.
I told her before we started, I said there'll be times where I played this song over and over again, and I literally cried my eyes out. Like, just like to remind myself that. Yeah. Yeah. Just a reminder.
Sometimes
I know I might say some words that might cause some hurt. Sometimes I get in my own way. I'm way too much to put up with.
you put up with my flaws.
Yes.
You love my flaws. Think they make me beautiful. You don't see them as flaws at all.
That's why I love you.
'Cause you are the one who.
This is my part right here.
You love my
What's your part, girl?
You think I'm everything when I think I'm nothing. When I hate myself, you still love me, yeah.
My God.
You love my flaws. They make me beautiful. You don't see them as flaws at all. Oh, that's why I love you. I love the one you. You love my flaws.
Beautiful.
That song will mess you up.
The Bible says that we were one
That part.
fearfully made. That's what it say. What part of that sentence did you hear a flaw?
Mm-hmm.
The man told you had flaws.
Come on.
That ain't what God said.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the end of the day, we also gotta remember that. I continue to keep saying it. You gotta change your language concerning yourself.
Yeah.
Well, with that, we're gonna wrap up. I want to thank you my sisters for rolling with me. This was amazing. Part one. We're going to do part two. And if I had to leave you with anything, ladies, you're as feminine as you want to feel. Wow. This is your life. Nobody can force their ideals upon you, their stereotypical gender roles upon you to make you feel any certain way unless you open yourself to that. And these shows are to help you to remember the skin that you're in is beautiful. That's why God gave it to you. So even if you feel like you want to make some changes, health wise, mental wise, that's fine. That's fine. But love yourself where you are today.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody convince you that you're not worthy of love. Because if God thought you were worthy of Him giving His Son for you,
come on.
Surely, my dear,
come on,
worthy of love here on this earth. We'll be back next Tuesday with part two. I want to invite you to tune in this Saturday at 5 p.m. to Critical Conversations. Again, thank you to my sisters from hanging with me, to Dana, who stopped in to hang with us today. Thank you to the CEO of Trailblazers Radio. Thank you, sir, Captain.
Why does she have to be this comical? Why, Coco? Why?
Hear the chief. Hear the chief.
Why?
And be watching him. He got some hot stuff coming out too. You watch this brother. The brother's a genius. Yeah, and I need other brothers to get behind this brother.
Yeah.
Let's do the doggone thing in these check-ins and things. Okay.
Yeah.
But girls, GirlChat Weekly is the highlight of my week. It's like having lunch with your friends, virtually picking it with our water, a little Earl Grey,
whatever you might be sipping on.
Whatever y'all listen.
That part.
I came on the air one day doing a live with a red cup, and they was in my inbox. What's in that cup? The red cup mean liquor.
Oh Lord!
Red cup was on sale at Family Dollar, and it's got water. But I will never bring a red cup on the air again.
Oh God!
I keep my cup. Quint always say, "You never know what's in it." Most of the time, it's water.
And speaking of Quint, I wish she can join us for these chats.
She be working on nights like tonight.
She a hard working medical person.
Indeed.
Trying to make some things happen.
All right, y'all.
Shout out to Quint.
Shout
all
out
the work she does in the medical field.
For all of y'all that showed up in the comments, thank you for
stopping. And you also had somebody by the name of, I think it was Tarkeisha or
I didn't
with the T. It came that whoever that was came down at the bottom of the studio.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the name.
Yeah, there was no face, so I didn't bring them up.
And I didn't see anything in the private chat either.
Yeah, so they didn't say anything. They just came down in the bottom of the studio.
If you want to come in next week on part two, inbox me so I can know who you are.
Yeah,
and we certainly get you
on. Let you show your face, but if you're not comfortable with that, then just let us know.
Right. In the private chat, you can let us know who you are at least. And then we can always just have you on without the face. So I got to get out of here, y'all. I love you, Coco and Simone.
Love you.
I want y'all all have a good night. Goodbye, everyone.
See you later.
Check your inbox, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I sure will. And let me figure out how to turn it off.
You got it?
Got it.
Okay.
I'm on Gabby Lap.